Apple buys the domain iCloud.com for $4.5 million. Spygate gets official. Steve Jobs goes on record to say it's a bug. And let the rumors end. The white iPhone 4 finally got released. All this and more coming up right now. Hello everybody, I'm Jaime Rivera and welcome to the Pocketnow iReview, the show where we go through all this week's cool and the not so cool inside the world of Apple's iOS devices. Let's start this week off with the cool. Yes, the white iPhone 4 finally got released, and this time it came in AT&T and Verizon flavors, both GSM and CDMA. Though, well, there's really nothing special about this iPhone, it's just white. We're still not understanding why it's a bit chubbier than the current black iPhone, because it's a couple of microns or micro something thicker, but then again I guess it has to do with the paint job. Finally. Speaking of white iPhones, a white iPhone 4S or 5 was leaked somehow, and this time it wasn't to a guy on a bar. And we could notice that it was the current iPhone 4 housing, but it was sporting a 3.7-inch screen instead of the 3.5-inch screen that we currently know. Aside from that, it had the A5 chip, so it was a faster device, and it also was a 64GB storage device instead of the current 16 and 32GB models that we know. Now, there aren't any specifics on how the device was leaked or when we're going to get it, but those 3.7-inch screens do make sense considering it's still going to be on the 300 pixels per inch range that makes the Retina display possible. Let's see what happens. And well, let the iOS 5 rumors begin. Recently, a crash test fell into the hands of a developer where he could verify that his application was being tested on iOS 5, though no specifics on what device was testing it or where it was. Aside from that, well, we have seen images of a white iPhone 4 again being tested, and this time it had T-Mobile logos at the top and 3G written all over it. So this could either mean that T-Mobile is merging to the AT&T network, or that the next generation iPhone could sport more support than just the AT&T bands and Verizon. We could see it being released to support more networks, considering that the exclusivity deal with AT&T is finished. Though again, rumors, not really sure what to expect yet. And well, speaking of rumors, Apple has just purchased a domain. Yeah, I said a domain. iCloud.com for $4.5 million. If this doesn't sound like iTunes in the cloud, I don't know what does. I really don't understand why Apple didn't buy the whole company for the $4.5 million, but it was just a domain. The company is now registered as cloudme.com, but then again, we could see Apple moving into this whole mobile me, going into the cloud a lot more than it currently is, and probably bringing iTunes to it, though. No dates are yet specific. Not really sure we could expect it to be out yet, because rumors out there say that everything's ready for release. No events have been mentioned, so not really sure we have to expect or wait for this till June. And well, ever since Froyo was released on Android, I must admit I'm on the list of people that use Android specifically for the turn-by-turn free navigation services offered, and we have been expecting or wishing that this made iOS somehow, but sadly it's currently not free. You have to pay for it. So rumors have it that Apple's working on a crowdsourced traffic navigation turn-by-turn thing to be released eventually, but since we're getting close to the not so cool section, let me just warn you, this is what Steve Jobs said was being created as an excuse for Spygate. So let's talk about that now. Well, that does it for the cool. Let's continue on with the not so cool. That's right, Spygate. Steve Jobs came on record on an interview and also offered a press release where he said that Apple wasn't really trying to track you. The whole reason why your iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, and everything was tracking you was because they were building this crowdsourced service where they want to bring turn-by-turn and traffic services to iOS devices for free. Well, they didn't say for free, but that's the reason why they were working on it. Though the reason why the device was storing this on the device and on your Mac or PC was a bug. And Apple seems to be releasing an iOS update to clear the bug. Not really sure when Apple will release this crowdsourced service or if this new update will be released in the next couple of weeks, but again, Apple says they're not tracking you. Let's see what they say to Congress. And well, if you're on the small list of people that waited for the white iPhone 4 to be released and not got a black iPhone, have you ever wondered why it took Apple 10 months to release the device? Well, Steve Jobs and Philip Schiller came on an interview and they talked about it, and according to them, it was more difficult to build the white iPhone because the sensors didn't react nicely with the white paint. So that probably explains why the device is a bit more chubbier. And then aside from that, well, it seems that the white paint didn't do a good job at enduring over time. But then again, Apple 10 months? Didn't sound really good. I mean, you did a really good job with the white iPad, though it does do the Tron behavior sometimes with light. So we'll see what happens with the white iPhone for the future. And let's hope this doesn't become another excuse for the iPhone 5 to be released next year or within the next 10 months. Let's hope it comes out in June. That's it for today's show. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jaime Rivera. Remember to give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. That's it for now.